Hey, this is Hype with another Nasus laning tutorial. This is a continuation of my first video, which is a tutorial on how to lane 2v2 with a partner. In this video I want to show you how to control lane 1v2 with Nasus and yet still farm effectively and defend your tower, and also talk about what makes Nasus able to 1v2 and why I think it's such a good idea. So for this video I'm not really going to try to narrate what's going on. I'm just going to let the action unfold in the background and you keep your eye on that, and I'll just ramble on like an old man because there's a lot of information I want to put out. I'm going to start out here with a Dorn Shield and Health Pot just as before, and that's especially important in a 1v2 lane because you're probably going to get harassed pretty regularly, and you wouldn't be able to regenerate your health and stay in the lane as long as you can. Because obviously in a 1v2 lane, if you go missing to go back to heal, they can push down your tower pretty fast. Also, you want to make sure you have in the defensive mastery tree Strength of Spirit, and in the utility mastery tree Perseverance. This will enable you to generate health a lot quicker as well. So in this lane, these enemies are a little bit more aggressive than in my 2v2 video, and you're going to see how at the beginning I'm staying back out of range of their harassment and just coming up either for last hits or trying to get close enough to get an experience range when creeps go down, picking off hits underneath the tower. I start off with my Q skill, and some of you may be thinking, well, why don't you start with your Spirit Fire? You need to keep these creeps back. Actually, early on, I don't mind if these creeps are pushing on my tower a little bit. My tower can take the damage, and it's actually good for me for a couple of reasons. One of them being that the enemies get a little overconfident and think, hey, this guy is not doing anything to defend us. We can push this tower, we can harass him all we want. And then they start making silly mistakes. They start harassing under the tower and drawing aggro, and when they do that, you can wither them and drop a Spirit Fire and Siphon Strike, and maybe with the help of the tower pull off a kill. So them getting a little overconfident there by you playing really passively early is not too bad of a thing. Then once you start maxing out your Spirit Fire, which you're going to get done as quickly as possible, you'll start taking on these creeps a lot faster, and they're not going to be able to push onto your tower as much. So why are we 1v2ing with Nasus? Obviously he's able to do it because of his Spirit Fire skill, which clears creep waves so quickly. But why is it a good idea to do that? Actually, there's a lot of reasons why Nasus is a good 1v2 choice. First of all, the experience advantage. The faster you level with Nasus, the better, because all his skills scale really well. Especially his ultimate. Once you get his ultimate to the second rank at level 11, that's when you really become an asset to your team. Because Nasus really is not all that strong of a champion early on. Yeah, he can control a lane and kill creeps, but clearing creep waves is not the same thing as killing enemy champs and being useful in a team battle. So you want to get to level 11 as fast as possible. Obviously because of your level 11 ult in team battles, but also because you can use that ultimate for an early Baron, which will really help out your team a lot, and then you can push really hard. And oftentimes the enemy team will not expect you to be getting Baron so early, because they'll still be level 8, 9, 10, and you'll have your level 11 ultimate. You can grab some wards and get Baron pretty quickly with your team, with your ultimate. Also, you'll be able to farm a lot better. Maybe not a lot better. You're not going to level your Siphon Strike as much, possibly, as you would in a 2v2 lane. But you will get plenty of last hits. You won't have to worry about your lane mate sharing them with your lane mate. He won't be picking off last hits. They're all yours. So any hits that you miss, that's your own fault. And you can actually out-farm the people you're facing typically pretty easily just with your Spirit Fire. And at the end of this match, I'll show you the stats once I've hit level 11, how the team's standing as far as creep scores, kills, items, and all that stuff. So I've been hanging out under the tower mostly, picking up last hits with my Siphon Strike when I can, using Spirit Fire when I need to keep them from pushing too hard. These guys aren't overly aggressive, but they are trying to push and harass a little bit, and this kind of demonstrates how to keep from taking any real damage and keep your tower from taking any real damage, and still farm well. Lots of times when these guys realize that they're not having any success trying to harass you or push your tower, they'll call for a gank. They'll say, hey, Nasus is getting farmed, we need a gank. That's why I've got my summoner spells here. Well, that's one of the reasons I've got them, of Cleanse and Ghost. With that combo, you can escape a lot of sticky situations early on. Here it looks like my lane may has gone missing. I've called them missing, and I'm dropping back here to farm some neutrals while they're gone. Level up my Siphon Strike, and then get back to the lane. So once you get your Spirit Fire to rank 4, it'll actually clear the ranged minions on its own. You'll kill the ranged minions with just your Spirit Fire. And then you want to work on getting last hits on the melee creeps. Now if you don't want them to kill the ranged minions, if you don't want it to kill the ranged minions, you're going to just leave it rank 3, but typically in a 1v2 lane you're going to need to pump it up as quick as you can to keep them from pushing too hard. So I battled a little bit more in the lane, and then I came mid. We got a successful gank. I got a kind of a lucky kill, lucky last hit, and then this is just showing you how quickly that ultimate take down dragon. I could have soloed this, but I had Pantheon come help me. But as you can see, that dragon went down really quickly. And this is my first trip back to the well, and you can see here that I basically outfarmed everybody except for the solo mids, and I almost outfarmed their solo mid. So 1v2ing with Nasus, as I said, very effective, pretty easy to do. With a little practice, you could pull it off, and you'll be a great contribution to your team. I hope you learned something. If you liked the video, check out the guide for more information. Thanks for watching.